what is your philosophy of life? What has life taught you in general that you want to tell the world to learn from?
It's better to do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are a lot of things that I would tell myself, I just need to wait to save up more money. I just need to wait to do more research. I just need to wait to get the right opportunity to meet the right people.
A lot of sectors in the entertainment industry in general are suffering backwardness down here in the north. To be honest with you, because I've seen a lot of upcoming artists that they have to relocate from the north to the south in order for them to, like what Nigeria would say, blow. You understand? You stay down here in the north, your career will just waste away. And it's not only that in the music, even in the movie industry. You understand? Right now we are having a lot of, northern actors that are finding their way.
Take pageantry, for example. There isn't a lot of pageants in the north as compared to other places. There's just a few and they are scanty, it would be nice for them to have like a union of pageants.
Okay.
Yes, and also there are a few agents.
Down here in northern Nigeria, do people make money from modeling? And have you made money from modeling down here?
Yes. The life of a model is very hectic, very in and out of town, very lots of makeup. Lots of makeup. If it's for my choice, I would literally go like this to everywhere, but tons of makeup, yes. This is why I advise a lot of models to be signed under credible agencies, because when you go out to shows, you need to have people that have your back, not just security wise, but also morals wise. You need to have people to remind you that this is why you're here and only this, and like I said, modeling was my help when I started fishery. It all started from there. That's how I got funding. That's how I got to, learn how to sail, and it's just interconnected somehow. I just believe it's the hand of God. You could make, this is scary, could make over 100% profits.
100.
See, last Christmas, I had someone buy a bulk of fish to take abroad with them while returning to wherever they are from, Yeah. So there's that opportunity.
What advice would you have for a young lady who isn't necessarily beautiful, but she wants to be a model?
Well,
is it possible to achieve?
Yes.
And what advice would you have for such a person?
Well, you have to find what is unique about you. While I was a model.
Hello guys, you're welcome to another episode on the Moneytical School of Money podcast. My name is Obi Crypto, and today I bring you guys another wonderful episode. I have a beautiful lady with me here in the studio, a beautiful lady with sense, and you know how scarce that can be. Guys, today we're talking about the career of modeling and the life, right, of, a young lady growing up to be doing well for herself, especially in northern Nigeria. It's not something you see too common. So I have somebody who has gone through these obstacles and she's still standing tall. Her name is Priska, and ladies and gentlemen, I welcome Priska to the episode today. Priska, you're welcome.
Thank you.
The first time I saw you, that should be like 4 or 5 years ago, you were into modeling.
Yes.
Now, before I go into the modeling something, I want to ask first of all, how did you start it? What pushed you into modeling? Is it because you're fair, you're beautiful or stuff? What happened? How did you?
Actually, modeling was not a personal dream of mine. I literally got introduced to the manager of Onyx Modeling Agency by a relative of mine. I just got a call one afternoon and he was like, I need you to meet someone. And we picked a day and I had an audition and my modeling career started then.
And you were inducted immediately?
Yes, I was.
Wow, that's beautiful. And how long would you say you've been into modeling before we met? Because I don't know. I only know I met your model and
I had a 1 year training, and then I was like into it for a year plus when we met.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, but the career of modeling, right? We have seen a lot of ladies, especially in the national at the national level and even in the international level who have done well for themselves in the career of modeling, right? But down here in the northern part of Nigeria, how is the career of modeling down here in the north?
I would say it's a bit more calmer than when you compare it to places like Lagos and Abuja. Yeah, there's more jobs over there, more competition between models, for jobs, and between brands as well.
Brands, yeah.
Yeah, and agencies too. There's just a lot of competition. While down here in the north, a lot of models actually start here in the north, but then they move to more
The
greener
southern
pastures
part.
place. Yes, because they need more jobs and more activities. And the center for fashion shows is actually in Lagos, so
Okay.
it's understandable that they move from there. But Kaduna is also promising. It's growing, maybe not as rapidly as places like Abuja and Port Harcourt, but it is growing in that sense.
Okay, in your years as a model, what is that one obstacle or numbers of obstacles or challenges that you think the modeling industry have down here in the northern part of Nigeria?
Um, Take pageantry for example. There isn't a lot of pageants in the north as compared to other places. There's just a few and they are scanty, you know. It would be nice for them to have like a union of pageants.
Okay.
Yes, and also there are a few agencies here that really train their models to be professionals, not just to take pictures, not just how to pose,
Yeah.
but like etiquette and train them to enable them compete in pageants and other platforms, and most of the brands that work with models in Kaduna, they seem to already have a particular type of model in mind when they come looking for models. And some of that are not Nigerians. We are obviously more dark skinned models than light skinned
Light skin
models.
model.
But some brands have their preferences and they don't go for the typical northern, because most people think that every model should be tall and slim, and but they should be open minded, because here in the north we don't have girls that like 6 feet. We don't have a lot of them,
Yeah.
you know. And you just have to be open minded when you go to pick models here.
Wow. Yeah, I think that's true. That's true. Especially that of the color something you talked
Yeah.
about. Yeah, it's something because there isn't a lot of people, light skinned ladies down here in northern Nigeria.
Yeah.
To be sincere with you, comparing with the southern part of the country, especially the south and the southeastern region.
Yes.
You understand, where we have a lot of light skinned people. You, for example, you are even from that region, from the southern part of the country, not down here in the north. So I think, like you said, actually, that idea of color preferences shouldn't actually be a thing, because there's a saying, black is beautiful, right?
It is.
So I think that idea shouldn't be the basis for judgment, right? When modeling, people are brands are going for models, right? But in the north here, right, even apart from that of modeling that we're discussing today, right, a lot of sectors in the entertainment industry in general are suffering backwardness down here in the north, to be honest with you, because I've seen a lot of upcoming artists that they have to relocate from the north to the south in order for them to, like what Nigeria would say, blow. You understand? You stay down here in the north, your career will just waste away. And it's not only that in the music, even in the movie industry. You understand? Right now, we are having a lot of, northern actors that are finding their way, you understand, to, collaborate with the southern Nollywood. You understand? In order for them to gain international traction or award for themselves. You understand? In as much as we adore and respect the career and talent of people down here in the north, we think the north can still do more, right? Because we have seen the kind of awards that people from the south are getting, especially in the entertainment industry. You understand? We haven't gotten any Grammys down here in the north. The last I checked, we've not gotten any Grammy.
Yes.
But if we go to the south, Bona has Grammy, right? Whiskey has Grammy. What's her name? This lady recently, Thames,
Yes,
right?
James.
She has gotten 2 Grammys right now, right? So we've not having no Grammy down here. I know Grammy shouldn't be the scale for measurement of success, right? But it is what it is. If you're a Grammy award-winning artist, there are certain respect and certain kind of brands that will want to work with you
Yes.
on an international level. You understand? So whether you don't want to see it as a scale for measurement, take it or leave it. It is what it is.
Yes, it is.
It's a scale actually that a lot of brands work with. So with all of that said, I would like to ask, right, what would you say is the most memorable experience you've had, working as a model down here in the northern part of Nigeria?
Okay, the most memorable would be towards the end of my tenure, I was opportune to like host a show. Yes, it really felt like a lot of responsibility. And initially, I was skeptical about taking up that role. But at the end of the day, I saw myself reach heights of, will I say extrovertism, because I'm a heavy introvert.
Are you sure?
Yes, yes, I am. But when it came to, I just let myself go and actually just embrace the spotlight, and it was an experience to remember. I would love to relive it, obviously to do it better. But yeah, that was the peak of my modeling career so far.
Okay, should we also say, or let me just take it this way, right?
Okay.
Even though with what you have said now that it was a memorable time for you, but what I want to ask here is what life lessons or lessons have you learned so far, you know, going through this career of a model? You understand what I'm trying to say? The career itself can be challenging and demanding in the sense that you have to keep fit, you have to be in good shape, your skin has to be glowing all the time, spotless and clean and all that. And this whole thing demands a lot from you,
It
like
does.
exercise, dieting yourself, your food and all of that. You understand? There's a lot of things you have to avoid in order for you to be in that perfect, presentable shape and
Yes,
all that.
yes.
So it's demanding, right? And also competitive, because if you don't do them, those who are doing those things to be
Obviously
in good
get
shape
picked, yeah.
will get picked over you. You
Yes,
understand?
true.
So what has life taught you during, so far so good in this career?
Well, like all the things you've listed, the dieting, the exercise, it all comes down to discipline. And you need to have your priorities straight. If modeling is what you want to do, you have to do everything it takes to do modeling. And I apply that to my business too. If you really want to make sales, then you have to do everything you can to make sales. You have to talk to people, you have to go out and network, you have to find interest in people so that you know your customers as well. You can't sell fish to someone who doesn't eat fish, but you could find out who he knows that eats fish.
Sure.
Yes. So it teaches you how to mingle with people and not be like the conventional lady that just carries herself in whatever way. You have to be open. At the same time, you have to have boundaries. Yes. So you apply that to business and be very conscious of documentations. Whatever you sign, you have to know what you're signing.
Sure.
You have to
Very
know what
important.
percentage of what is going where. And it really helps me in business because I need to know what costs when things are moving around. I need to know what's happening all the time so I can keep account and I can also be answerable to myself.
Sure. Very important. All right. Speaking about discipline, right? Because you just talk about discipline right now in general.
Yeah.
I want to throw this question, which is just consider it out of okay. Let me just say out of the record, but we are bringing it down now into the record.
Okay.
How have you been able to deal with advances from men? Because it's one of the things we see happen to a lot of models. You understand? A lot of ladies who go into modeling with all honesty and dignity. But, a lot of the times you see men wanting to exploit that you understand their desire to grow. I wouldn't call it desperation, but their desire to grow. You see men want to exploit that and take advantage of them. You understand? And you see a lot of men making advances at models. So would you say you have seen something like that, and how were you able to conquer it?
Yes. This is why I advise a lot of models to be signed under credible agencies, because when you go out to shows, you need to have people that have your back, not just security wise, but also morals wise. You need to have people to remind you that this is why you're here and only this, you know. And in my agency where I was, trained, you were taught to never speak to people who were not on your team when you're out. When you're out on yourself, by yourself, in doing your personal thing, you can mingle and talk to anyone you want. It's your choice then. But if you're out for a job, especially when we are going out of state, you need to stick with the team at all times. And if anyone approaches you, whether with a card or whatever, your go-to response should be, please speak to my agent.
Okay.
Yes. So that creates a kind of gap. There's always going to be the agent factor between you and whoever approaches you. And it also takes into account to note that your agency also observes you. So if you try to do something behind, know that it will affect your reputation, because they might not always be there with you all the time, but it's your responsibility to put them there. Yeah.
Okay. But you have not had any
Oh,
experience yourself.
I've had.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. So how were you able? Because some men can be very pushy. Trust me, some men can be very pushy, especially when they see models around, right? They want to grab the opportunity. They want to, oh, if you don't do this, you won't get that, you won't get this. I won't help you with this, I won't help you with that. But what I'm trying to find out here is, we're trying to dig out into the decency, especially in this agency down here in the north, because there are a lot of 17, 18 years old girls or 19 years old girls out there on the street who are dreaming to come into the career of modeling right now. And a lot of them might see it that, okay, I guess it's part of the business, it's part of what I need to do to get to where I want to be. You understand? That's why I'm asking you specifically. Have you had any of such advances, and how did you dealt with it in specific? I know what you said, because what you said is in general that this is how to handle it, right? But how did you handle yours when it happened to you?
Okay. I wouldn't say I was that naive when it happened. So I was already trained, because I told you you have a 1 year training program before you are pushed into getting jobs, and well, when it happened, I believe my first response was for like it, because let me remember the scene. Okay, I was searching for funding for a project. Yes, I remember. So there was a minister, not minister in government. I think a minister in a church. Actually, this
A minister is a
in
minister.
church.
It doesn't matter.
So I was like, this obviously is a church, so I expected that they would be, more
Decency
helpful. Yeah.
and moral.
Yes. So when when I realized what he was proposing, I was like, would you be okay if I brought in a third party into this? And he was like, no. I was like, well, I'm sorry, we cannot continue, because you cannot, if it's just your word against mine, it's not going to help anybody. And since this is not a personal thing, it's not like you're trying to ask me out, and I'm just here looking for assistance for something that would benefit other people, and you're trying to make it serve your selfish gains. Obviously, that makes you not a good person in my eyes. So and I don't roll with that. So if you don't want a third party to know about this, then it's obviously wrong. And obviously that was how it ended. And I'm proud to say that me and this person no longer speak today.
Wow.
And it just says lens, about the kind of things that people face, and just the mind of humans, basically.
Yeah, especially
So,
for young ladies.
yeah, because you would deny some kids an opportunity to get better
Better
equipment
life.
because of something as mediocre as this, and it doesn't speak well for that person.
Well, you all heard it, guys. The thing here is be disciplined and always remember where you're coming from, because whatever you get by the hook, you will always pay back by crook, right? So, talking about your modeling career, this is the Moneytical Podcast, right? And our agenda here is money. We want to talk about money, how to make money, and everything. So here's the thing: in the area of modeling, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is there money? Do people make money from modeling?
Yes.
This is very, very important. I repeat again. Down here in northern Nigeria,
Okay.
do people make money from modeling? And have you made money from modeling
Yes.
down here?
Yes. It's not something, which way of making money actually comes that fast? You have to plan for it. You have to prepare yourself for modeling. If this is really what you want to do, you have to get your games on. You have to be at auditions. You have to socialize with other models to get intel, and when you finally get the job, you have to do a good job so that you get referrals. That's where the money starts, referrals. Like, look at this model, she did very well here, I would like her to work with me. That's where the money is. And no, you don't get jobs every single day, but if you're lucky, maybe once in 2 months you might get somebody's 2 months salary
In 1 month?
in 1 month.
Do I look like a model? What does it take? Tell me now, for a man. I may want to go and change. Let me change my line of career. All right, that's beautiful. At some point in time, you were a model for Gova Boss, and it was a contract for 1 year. How was the journey working with Gova Boss for 1 year as a brand ambassador for Gova Boss? And did you make any money from that deal?
Yes.
Working with Gova Boss for
I think
1 year.
I made the money first before I did the work. Yeah.
Oh, my yes, I know good modeling. All right.
Yeah. It was my first brand ambassadorship, actually. It took a lot of coming out of my shell to actually be that. And to be honest, I'm grateful for it, because it gave me this sense of I can do it. I think that was the starting point. If not, apart from that, I was just doing photo shoots and makeup shoots and studio shoots, and it was not really branded. Nobody owned me. I was just under my agency, just doing my thing. And then after Gova Boss, I had a sense of, what if I could work for brands, work with brands? And that's where it all started. My career just took a different turn from Gova Boss, and working with Gova Boss was actually fun. I had trips, and I was taken care of, basically. Yeah, and it opened my mind to things I could get apart from money from modeling, getting to meet with celebrities, actually. And it was my first taste of fame, let me just admit it. The whole Miss Gova Boss, I loved it.
All right.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful one. So, speaking about your 1 year with Gova Boss and all of that, it's been a long time we heard from you. What's happening? Are you still into modeling, or you are into something else right now?
I would like to think that I'm still into modeling in a way.
Okay.
Because no, I don't take jobs right now. I just do my own shoots, just do my thing, because at the point I am right now, most of my jobs would take me out of Kaduna. And I decided, after my tenure with Soronia ended, I decided to explore other business options that were more stable, because the life of a model is very hectic, very in and out of town, very lots of makeup. Lots of makeup.
Lots of makeup.
If it's for my choice, I would literally go like this to everywhere, but tons of makeup. I decided to take a breather, I didn't know I would get so absorbed into my new line of business. It started like a hobby, and then I got so absorbed, and it started to take up most of my time. And before you know it, I started to withdraw from modeling slowly, slowly till now. I don't even know where.
Okay.
The Lord is my strength, though.
The Lord is your strength. But actually, from what I have been seeing on your status, it's obvious that you are now into farming.
It
So
is.
you are now a modern day farmer, as
Yeah.
as we call it, right? An agro business,
Yes.
entrepreneur. That's what you have become. So, what inspired the shift from modeling to, going into agro entrepreneurship? What's the shift? Because I look at modeling and agro business and like they are supposed
They're
to
not
be
even
like this. They're not
compatible.
supposed to. They're not.
Yeah.
They don't align,
They don't.
right?
Yes.
Because an agro entrepreneur is somebody you have to go into the dirt,
Yeah.
right? You get dirty, you get stained, you go to smelling places and stuff like that. And a model is supposed to be an epitome of beauty, cleanliness, and fragrance, and all sort of things like that. So, what happened? Because I don't know, but what happened?
First of all, you can do both. Hmm.
Hallelujah.
Secondly, like I mentioned earlier, I needed some sort of stability.
Okay.
And so my mom, I missed a lot of Christmases when I was into modeling. And at some point, I just wanted to like enjoy the perks without doing the work, just relax a bit. I guess I got to a point where I wasn't like financially desperate. So I didn't have to work to like carry on my lifestyle for like a few months. So I decided to just get in touch with myself. And I remember when I was younger, there was a fish pond close to my house, and they would let me just come in and feed the fishes, and it was really a very peaceful moment because I am an only child. So I got used to the quiet. So one day I stumbled upon a point and kill, and it made me so hungry that I decided that I can raise catfishes. So I will do it, and I will sell it this time, and it's going to be like a hobby for me. But like
Okay.
I said, the more I got into it, the more it got into me, and now I am a farmer by the grace of God.
A fish farmer. Let's have that in quote. A
Yeah.
fish farmer. All right. So, the career of fish farming, right, has now made you into an agro entrepreneur, right? Um, do you guys get any help like finance, maybe from the government or any agencies trying to support young ladies per se, right, who are trying to go into entrepreneurship, especially in the field of farming? Because take it or leave it, right? Food is a necessity.
It is.
You understand? And I think there are agencies that are providing fundings for young entrepreneurs who are going into different sectors of farming.
Yeah.
Do you get anything like that, or are you looking at to begin to maybe make an application for something like that, if possible, so you can scale this business? Because first of all, we don't even know if this is something you want to do for the long term,
Oh,
and
true
if it is
that.
something you also want to expand. Because before we talk about looking for funding, you necessarily may want to look for you must necessarily have that zeal or that desire to want to expand
Yeah.
and grow. So is this something you want to do for a long time and expand as well, and are you also looking for funding?
Yes, 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 yes to all that. And I'm glad you mentioned application because funding and loans and some benefits from the Ministry of Agriculture actually exist, but you have to be an recognized business. You have to be a recognized business with a business license, name, all that before you can apply. And then
For
you have to have a plan, like you said, that you submit to them as well. And it takes months, I believe. I'm still in the process of getting one right now. And yes, this is my third year of fishery, you know. So uh, looking forward, I could see fish farming in my future. So I would like to think this can become long term, I have plans to open up stores in like the major markets here in Kaduna, and also find ways to be able to transport smoked fish, specifically not fresh fish, to states outside Nigeria, maybe abroad as well. So yeah,
Okay.
that's the
Wow,
target
that's a
I have.
very big one.
Yeah.
Small girl with big God. All right, shifting from modeling to fish farming business, right? Was there any point where you were feeling like, oh, this might affect your modeling career, and people might want to distance themselves from you, and all that? Was there anything like that? And how were you able to ginger yourself to keep doing what you're doing?
Uh, would I say there was? Because I got a lot of positive vibes, a lot of support from my friends, most of which are models themselves. And, I got a lot of support from my agencies and my mentors as well. But going away from the modeling industry actually, like I said, it drove me away from it. Like there's now like a rift between them, because I'm no longer updated in some of the trends, because now I'm more interested and I'm investing my time and attention into somewhere else.
Yeah.
So now there's like a rift, but on a personal level, they are all very supportive and they buy from me. So that's a plus. Yeah.
All right. If given the opportunity to turn back the hands of time, I will ask this question in two form. First one, if given the opportunity to turn back the hands of time, would
Okay.
you have done things differently? Maybe not even do modeling or something. What is that thing you would have wanted to change or do differently?
To be honest, I would have joined modeling sooner.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, if I had the opportunity to go back, I would probably join by like maybe 15 and start with teens modeling first and then just build it up like that. And, I think I am grateful for modeling being a part of my life, and I would not want to remove it. I had a lot of fun as a model, and, yeah, I would join sooner so that I'll have more experience, more opportunities. Because a lot of my um, colleagues that started as teens, they now have a very strong backbone in the industry. They are having jobs from Lagos, like while they were still teens. And it's really built them up in a different way. It made their foundation more solid and all that. Yeah.
Okay. On the other side, remember I said I'm going to ask it in two form. On the
Yeah.
other side, if given the opportunity, would you choose to have gone into the fish farming business rather than modeling, or you still prefer things to be the way they were?
Uh, it sounds nice, but the fish farming business requires a heavy ton of capital
Yeah.
that I don't think I would have been able to produce by myself if I had just gone straight into fishery.
Into fish, yeah,
Yeah.
instead of
So,
modeling.
like I said, modeling was my help when I started fishery. It all started from there. That's how I got funding. That's how I got to, learn how to sail, and it's just interconnected somehow. I just believe it's the hand of God, basically.
Now, what advice would you have for a young lady who isn't necessarily beautiful, but she wants to be a model?
Well,
Is it possible to achieve? And
yes.
what advice would you have for such a person?
Well, you have to find what is unique about you. While I was a model, I got to see other aspects of modeling. There's not just the runway modeling, there's also things like sports modeling as well. Like you just build up your physique in a way that you can model for brands that are interested in selling like sporty wares, or even Milo. I had a friend that modeled for Milo one time just because of her physique.
Wow.
And there are other aspects of modeling to explore. So yeah, there's a chance for everybody, but you first have to know what you're good at. You don't have to be beautiful, because what is beauty anyways? You can walk the wrong way in a way that nobody else has ever walked, and they will still give you your part. Because at the end of the day, the dress is what they want you to advertise, not yourself per se.
Okay, not the
Yes,
face.
not
So that
yourself.
means whether you're fat, you're skinny, you
If
are
there's a
tall,
dress that you
short,
could rock
ugly, or
perfectly,
beautiful,
yes,
you can still do modeling.
yes,
Guys, I hope you guys are getting that, especially for that lady down there in the street that's watching us right now. You're thinking, oh, you have pimples, or you're not looking too beautiful, or you're not so figure eighted, and you're feeling like maybe you don't have what it takes to be a model. You've heard it from a successful model herself, who has been in the industry for perhaps, at least I've known her for like 5 years right now. So I don't know how long you've been in the industry.
almost 8
8
actually.
years.
Yeah,
From a successful model that I know for sure, who has been in the industry for over 8 years right now. You're hearing in that, guys, you can actually do it, right? It doesn't matter how you look. All you need to do is to find that that is unique about you and capitalize on it. Hope I'm
Yes.
correct with what you have said.
yes, please.
All right. This fish farming business that you've gone into, let's come back now to fish farming business. All right. This fish farming business that you've gone into,
Yes,
is it lucrative?
it is.
Okay. Like how much can someone make in a month?
In a month,
Yeah.
the
Or you don't make your profit monthly? Is it
not
is
per
it
month,
quarterly?
not yet. Yeah, quarterly. That's
Three
the
months?
stage I'm at right now. But since you're working with animals, there is a natural timeline that you have to work with. Like for catfishes, they get to a table size that's 1 kilo at around 6 months mark.
Wow.
So yeah, you have to work around that. If you have to put badges like 3 months apart for you to be able to get your gain, maybe like 3 months, every 3 months you sell and you get your gain. That's possible. But it's just nature. There's a timeline that you have to work with.
With a timeline.
Yes. But when you sell, you sell. And my advice is that you sell during celebrity period, so like Christmas, even this Valentine.
Yeah.
I had a huge sale just because it was Valentine. I cannot wait for Easter. I cannot. Christmas was good. Christmas was so good.
Wow, so good.
So good.
That expression tells a lot. I feel send my ass out. All right, that's beautiful. But the profit you're talking about here now, like what kind of profit are we talking about? Is it in like 5 figures, 6 figures, 7 figures? Let me make it easy. Let's assume I put 100K, for example, because I don't even know anything about fish farming. But let's just say I invested 100,000 naira. How much am I expecting to make in that 6-month time frame you talked about?
You could make. This is scary. You could make over 100% profits.
100K to like 200K.
That's before you pay your employees. If it's just you in the business,
Yeah.
you have guarantee like around 100+ percentage of profit returns.
Wow.
But then you have to you have to take out what you reinvest, and then what's yours, it could be around 70, 50
to 70 thereabouts as my net income.
Yes.
Wow. That's profitable.
That
If one
is.
can do that in half a year, that means I can do that twice in a year and maybe go home with 200-300% in profit in total.
Here's
right?
the amazing part. When during the start of this podcast, I mentioned being immune.
Yeah.
Yes. When I started 3 years ago now, a bag of feed was around 29K.
Wow.
Yeah. But then a kilo of fish was around 1,200.
1,002. Okay.
Yes. So as time went by, inflation, and then a bag of feed got to like 45, and then a kilo of fish was now like 2,800. So the more you are putting in, like, as long as you are selling properly, you will get your gain back.
Wow.
Inflation or not. The inflation actually starts to seem like it's working in your favor. Because if you put a batch of fish like 2 months, and then in like 3 months, the price increased.
Yes.
Right? By the time you sell,
It's still going to be on your favor.
Yeah, it's still going to be on your favor.
In your favor. But let's talk about it now. Is there do people really make sales in that business? Because somebody's watching right now and she's thinking, or he is thinking, okay, I can go into this fish farming business if I can make 100% of my investment in 6 months' time, right? What is the guarantee of sale? And like in the case of chicken, because I think the little knowledge I have, the difference between you guys doing fish farming business and those guys in poultry is that The poultry guys, when the chickens, when the chickens begins to die, you can't do anything with them other than to throw them away. But for the fish, if there's a certain level they will get to, even if they are dying, you can bring them and smoke them as smoked fish or dry fish, and people still consume dry fish.
Yes, people do.
Right? So that means there is no total complete loss in that. I don't know if I'm correct, but correct me, please.
Well, it will depend a lot on your system in the farm. If
Okay.
your water levels are good, if you know how to take care of the fishes, it depends a lot on that. Other than that, you just have to take care of the water, make sure the water is clean, and they will be fine. As long as you feed them right, they will be fine. Like, the only major thing that could cause them to die like that, if every condition is met, is that during this period of puberty, will I call it, for the fishes,
Yeah.
they get aggressive and they fight more for food and they compete more for space. So there's always going to be like 4-3 deaths, always. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Other than that, if your fishes grow right, they grow really big and they have this nice looking dark color that is very inviting. And then all you have to worry about is who you are distributing to. You know, if you are going to target people that sell outside, like smoke and pepper their fish, or if you are going to have someone smoke it and then you distribute to market women, you know, there are many channels you could use to distribute your fishes. But if you find the one that works best in your environment,
Those channels is exactly one of the things I would like you to talk about. Give us some of the channels to distribute so that someone could learn.
okay, for example, first of all, you can sell them fresh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just need to be big on publicity, because if you sell them fresh, most likely you are going to invite people that buy for their own personal consumption, or like restaurants that buy so that they can prepare it themselves and then sell. And then you can smoke it and sell. That has more profits, and you can distribute that. You can even send it out of state, because see, last Christmas I had someone buy a bulk of fish to take abroad with them.
Wow.
While returning to wherever they are from, you know. Yeah, so there's that opportunity.
You're going global.
I received.
All right, go ahead. I'm with you.
You know, you just have to do some research, because there are channels in place already. Just locally, you can sell to your markets, you know, women who sell fish as well, and you can liaise with them and become their, you know, their distributor. Yeah, and that brings restaurants as well, hotels too.
Okay.
Yeah, but I haven't explored.
Hotels.
Thinking of it now, I just have to write this idea down real quick.
Okay, but not just hotels. I'm also sure there are agencies where you can also explore. Like, for example, there's a time I saw an NGO, right? They bought these dry fishes in cartons, and they took them to the Middle East because of these IDPs, these internet displaced people. So they use this fish to feed them.
Yes.
You understand? So getting maybe a contact or something with agencies like that could get you sales.
Yes.
You understand? But they don't deal with fresh fish, it's dry fish, because they take it to, you know, internet displaced people. And it's not just a Nigerian thing, it's a global thing, right?
Yes.
You have places that are struck with earthquake, and people are looking for, you know, anything, foods that can be packaged
Yes.
and taken to places like this. So there are a lot of ways I think people can patronize areas like that.
More easy to
make
distribute
sales.
and, you know, send dried smoked fishes
Yeah.
to places.
And I also think maybe, I don't know if you have talked of it, but I also think these days right now, because of technology, there are machines you can use to dry this fish. Yes, and electronically dry this fish and then package them in sachets.
Yes.
You understand? And then this can now become something you can even export.
Yes, exactly.
You understand? You have preservatives to keep them, you have the expiry dates, everything put, you have your NAFDAC number. So these things can be exported. It becomes, because it's a commodity.
In terms of preservative, if you smoke fishes, you need less or none at all, you know, when it comes to preservatives, because smoking it's like it preserves it already. If you
Okay.
smoke it dry enough, it can stay for months. you
Wow.
know. But you only need like a vacuum sealer, yes, so that you can absorb all the air, especially if you are exporting it.
Yes.
So that, moisture will not be trapped anywhere. And if there is any moisture left in the fish, it takes moisture and air for decay to start. So that's the best way to package smoked fish, actually. Yeah.
Wow, that's a very, very beautiful one. So far we've been discussing a lot with you coming this far, but in total, I would say, so far so good in your journey of life, right? How do you see life right now compared to, let's say, from where you were coming as a child to now that you've become a full-grown woman, right? What is your philosophy of life? What has life taught you in general that you want to tell the world to learn from?
It's better to do it now.
Okay.
Yeah, because there are a lot of things that I would tell myself, I just need to wait to save up more money. I just need to wait to do more research. I just need to wait to get the right opportunity to meet the right people. But as time goes by, you realize that all those things you were waiting for will get harder to keep. If it's money, you would have spent it already. You would have spent it already. If it's time, you are getting older. So you have to do it with some kind of urgency. Like, this is the perfect time. This is it. Find ways to help yourself, push yourself towards your goal, and just give it all you can. Do your best, basically.
That means every time is God's time.
Yeah. Don't wait.
Priska, so far so good. What has been your biggest win so far in the entire journey of your life so far? Your biggest win.
My biggest win
Yeah.
will be discovering myself, actually. Learning to prioritize what Priska wants, because that's the only true way that I could give the world my authentic self. And I do believe that I have something to contribute to the world, but I can't do that if I'm pretending to be someone else. You have to be yourself so that you can, give the world your best.
Originality.
Yes.
Originality is the key
Yeah.
to the game. Guys, at this point in time, I would like to advise for those of you who are watching us who haven't subscribed, if you know you've been getting value from this channel, this is the right time to do that. You subscribe, give us a follow, and share our video. More people, more successful people like Priska will be coming on the show as we continue to progress. So back to you again, Priska.
Yes.
I want to ask, because I know some guys are watching this show right now, what they're thinking, whoa, this girl is beautiful. Who is this damsel? Are you available? Yeah, guys, I'm sure you guys want to hear that, right? Are you available?
Am I available for business?
For suitors, for all, for business, for suitors, but those two things, for business and for suitors. Are you available, guys?
There's no ring on my hand.
Pay attention.
There's no ring, so
It's not about the ring. There could be someone even without ring.
yeah.
So
I
it
like
happens.
somebody,
Yeah.
But the Lord is our strength. We cannot force anybody to do anything.
Guys, she said she likes somebody, but obviously, we can't ask her to tell her who the person is. That means she's crushing on someone. But nevertheless, the bottom line is that she's available. There's no ring in the hand. So if you know you are interested, please, Priska is available. But not just for you to come and start. Before you guys to go to the comment section and start asking for her number, please. Also, as you're remembering, as you're trying to get connected with Priska, also remember to bring business for her, because she's a businesswoman. She is an entrepreneur.
That's the best way to get my attention, honestly.
That's the best way to get her attention. She's naive girl. She like money. All right, Priska, it's been a very wonderful time with you, chatting with you, and having a conversation with you. Every conversation with you has been very, very impactful and very thoughtful, full of wisdom. And I want to say thank you so much for coming on the Moneytical Podcast. We hope to see you next time when we call on you again.
Thank you for having me.
In rounding up, what is your final advice for that young lady on the street who is thinking, oh, the only way I could survive is to go into hookup? Like in your case, you are an only child, right? You have no one to look up to, no one to correct you when you are wrong. You even have no one to correct when they are wrong. You just have to figure this out on your own, right? But you have turned out to be an achiever for yourself. You have turned out to be an epitome, right, of example to younger generation. So what advice do you have in general for young girls who are coming, who wants perhaps maybe to be like you, or perhaps maybe even better than you? No problem. What advice do you have so far?
You need a lot of courage, but at the end of the day, you are the only one that can help yourself. You are the only one that can save you. Anybody else that's helping you right now is probably doing it because it benefits them. So you need to think of yourself. You need to put yourself first and have it in the back of your mind that business does not know gender. You either can or you cannot. And if you can, people will notice. So keep doing what you're doing. And if you can't, find ways to better yourself, my dear. That's the best way,
So, before I finally round up, Priska, what's your handle on social media? The fish business you're doing, how can people contact you? Because people who wants to buy fish right now might be like, okay, how do we get in touch? How can they get in touch? What's the name of your brand, your fish brand, and as well, what is the name of your own brand as a model as well? I don't know if it's just one brand or you have two different companies or business.
Right now, I'm running them all under the same page because I would want to set up the business, the legal aspect first before I start focusing on opening social media brands and pages for, the fish business. But right now, it's all under priska.pixels on Instagram and Twitter.
Priska
dot pixels.
Pixels. How do you spell the Priska and how do you spell the pixels?
Priska, PRISCA .pixels, PIXEL.
On Instagram?
Yes. On
and
Instagram.
Where?
And Twitter.
Yes. Twitter X.
X.
Thank you very much, Priska. We are very grateful for coming on the show, and we hope to see you next time. Guys, this is Obi Crypto. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
What does money mean to you? Power, influence, access, freedom, riches, or wealth? Money is life, people. Welcome to the Moneytical Radio and Television Real Life Show. The only place you get educated and stay informed about anything money. How you make money, how and where you make smart investment moves, how you spend the money. Here at Moneytical Radio and TV, we lecture the masses on why they don't make money and to the rich, how to increase their money. Live interviews, vox pops, podcasts, and in-house chats with key industry players across all monetary sectors of human existence. What exactly do we talk about? We talk crypto, we talk fiat, we talk AI and robotics, and we talk blockchain under intense analysis in real time. Catch the Moneytical session on our website at www.moneytical.com.
This is not a financial advice. Do your own research.
We're also available on social media. Just follow the Moneytical hashtag.